Today, we're pulling back the curtain on what a national emergency really is, the powers it unlocks for the president, and why some declarations spark intense controversy. What is a national emergency? A national emergency is a formal declaration made by the president when a crisis demands immediate federal action. This authority was officially defined by the National Emergencies Act of 1976. Think of it like giving the president a set of legal superpowers designed to handle situations that regular government procedures are too slow to fix. When the president declares an emergency, they gain access to special powers, like reallocating federal funds, deploying military forces, or even temporarily restricting civil liberties. These powers are meant to protect the country, but they can also be misused. A look back at history. Let's take a quick trip through history. In 1933, Franklin D. Roosevelt declared a national emergency to stabilize the collapsing banking system during the Great Depression. It was a bold move, but it helped restore public confidence in the banks. Fast forward to 2001. After the devastating September 11th attacks, President George W. Bush declared a national emergency to bolster national security. That declaration led to sweeping changes, including the controversial Patriot Act. And then there's President Donald Trump's 2019 declaration to secure funding for a border wall. This one sparked intense debate. Critics argued there was no real crisis at the border and accused Trump of bypassing Congress to push his political agenda. How do national emergencies work? So, how does this all work, legally speaking? The National Emergencies Act of 1976 was supposed to create checks and balances. Congress has the power to terminate a national emergency. But here's the catch: it rarely happens. Why? Because it requires a veto proof majority, and that's pretty hard to come by. Here's something wild: some national emergencies never officially end. Yep, you heard that right. We're still technically under dozens of active emergencies today, including one dating back to 1979 during the Iran hostage crisis. The controversies. The idea of giving a single person, no matter who they are, extraordinary powers is always going to be controversial. Some critics say it opens the door to executive overreach, where presidents use emergencies as a political shortcut instead of going through Congress. But skeptics, including members of Congress, challenged whether this really met the criteria for an emergency or was simply a political maneuver. Legal battles followed, and the Supreme Court eventually weighed in. So, why does this matter to you? Well, national emergencies aren't just about government paperwork. They can directly impact your life. They give the president the power to bypass normal rules, shift government resources, and even limit civil liberties. That's why understanding how these declarations work is crucial for democratic accountability. Think about it. What happens if a future president declares an emergency for something that isn't a real crisis? Or what if Congress becomes too divided to hold them in check? These are questions we need to ask to protect our democracy. National emergencies are powerful tools meant to protect the nation, but they come with serious responsibilities. What do you think? Should there be stricter rules on how presidents can use this power? Or is it a necessary tool for uncertain times? Let us know your thoughts in the comments.